in Burlington at the offices of 7 Days, and this week is the Québec Issue. And we're going to go behind the scenes and watch how an issue of 7 Days gets made.
7 days.
Monday and Tuesday are the bulk of producing the editorial part of 7 Days. You know, the news section, cover, features, music, arts.
The guy who wrote this book is on the cover, and we've been agonizing about the headline, the subhead, so.
I'm laying out the food section, but I place every letter with care for you, the reader.
Each article, has been written and then edited and then laid out by the designers and then proofread by the proofreaders.
We're trying to catch errors. We're fact checking.
The production manager takes the editorial copy and the ad copy and puts them together in what they call a married copy.
So Pamela Polston and I started the paper in 1995. We had to physically bring the pages of the paper to the press. But in the car, we would plan the next week's issue. So what are we going to put on the cover next week? Now we send those pages electronically. 4 printers in 28 years.
And this is going to press tonight.
Yes.
Before we send it to the printer, we look at every single page of 7 Days.
We're among the last people standing on Tuesday nights because we have to double check everything, make sure there are no typos.
In the old days, we used to print the pages out.
7, 8, 9 pairs of eyes.
It can be pretty chaotic on Tuesdays, and particularly on my beat in Burlington, there's always breaking news.
It goes down to the wire.
And then we send it off to the press.
And we just drove from Burlington to Mirabel. We're at Québecor Media. And what are we going to do, Paula?
We're going to watch the paper get printed.
I guess the English would pronounce it Québecor Media, in French, Québecor Media.
So we started printing at Québecor on our birthday, 2018.
7 Days is our first Vermont customer, and they're on press every Tuesday night.
Nice to meet you. I'm Paula.
So we expose the image onto the printing plate, then the printing plate goes to the next where we process it.
Your page 1 right there.
Yeah, that's why you can see better because it's a little more black.
I just saw the designers finishing the cover.
Like 4 pages right on one printing plate.
So 104 page for tonight. All colors going to be printed at the same time. We're ready to go on press.
As-tu encore des plaques de l'eau? Non. Si tu dois, c'est bon.
Put the plate in the right order to install them on the press. That's Terry, our press guy, press man.
I love the press. It's a miracle what happens there and how quickly they do it. And I'm just in awe of the precision and the technology and the skill involved.
The rolls, everything changes on the fly, so the press doesn't have to stop or slow down. It just, as one roll spool empties, the system will start its process for changing the roll, and it'll do a splice on the fly. We're gonna need 3 rolls of the 25-inch, 7 rolls of the 50-inch, and 4 rolls of the 37.5-inch to be able to produce the job tonight. So the system knows that. They prepare the rolls in those numbers. The robots will place it here. Now when the press is running and the job is going through, the press will tell the robots, okay, I'm gonna need another roll to replace this one, and the system does all by itself.
Wow. The mother load. 500 British tons of paper a year. 7 days. Wow. Oh, 7 days does.
We're a big job. For anybody, we're a big job.
You have the bigger truck, you got the bigger paper, you got the bigger everything. You're like Texas of the North, right?
It's your paper. It's all your paper, Paula.
So we pump that ink. You can see the different color-coded piping. See how thick it is? They tried the 7 days.
That's inky. Yeah, look at it. It's very inky.
We put them on press. We start to press up, and about an hour and a half later, we're finished printing it, depending on the complexity of the paper.
There are fewer and fewer presses that can do this kind of work, and a lot of the presses have converted to packing material because of Amazon.
Start seeing ink on this paper, it'll be 7 days.
Okay. It's going so fast. You can barely recognize it's our paper, but it's thrilling. It really is. I love it.
Oh, looks like a video.
Print the company's main dailies, the Journal de Montréal and Journal de Québec. And we also print other weeklies, monthlies, dailies. Besides 7 days, probably have maybe 10 to 15 different customers where we print probably 35, 40 different publications out of Vermont. Always under the gun. I mean, it's always one job after the next. There's not really any relaxation time. It's just bang, bang, bang. You have to like that type of work.
The idea of like printing in another country was kind of terrifying. They were able to keep printing us through the pandemic.
We've never had a problem in the years we produce 7 days or any other or Vermont customers. It's just seamless once the paperwork is correctly done. Every week, most of the time, we have to insert 1 or 2 or 3 inserts into their paper. That's done here mechanically.
What's your paper? Can you believe this?
It's midnight. We're gonna head back to Burlington. I hope I stay awake, because this has been a lot of excitement for one night.
So how do you feel after seeing your paper get printed?
Well, I'm just in awe of what they do, and it just feels like a continuation of all the work that we put into it. You know, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going.
By 3 o'clock, the truck leaves, and it's in Burlington by 6 a.m.
6:30 a.m. here in Burlington, and the truck from Quebec has arrived. All the newspapers that we saw get printed last night are in the process of being distributed out to delivery drivers.
Roughly 19 people are going to load their vehicles up with papers and hit the road. By the end of the day, we'll have about 33,500 copies of 7 days delivered to over 1,000 locations. It's a great workout every Wednesday.
How does this happen every week?
We don't know. We don't really know.
We joke and call it the weekly miracle.
So we just make it happen.
Why paper? Why keep the paper?
If there were papers left on the racks at the end of every week, I might ask myself that question. For now, there's still demand for it.
There's still a nostalgia here in Vermont.
And it feels like something. It's not just another thing on a screen.
And some people are coming to appreciate it anew.
So the next time you pick up a 7 days, think about what it takes to get it to you. And we will get stuck in Vermont with you again real soon. And I'm gonna go to bed.
But then, Paul, I can't think of that movie there. It's exactly it. They want to stop the press, right? And the guys are saying, no, I'm sure you've seen that movie.
Is it every year?
Yes, exactly. Stop the press. And the guys and the production guy says, no, you can't stop the press. You need the president to stop the press and whatnot. You can't stop the press. That's forbidden. You don't stop the press. You don't have to.